couple of days ago, reports emerged that France is considering extending its nuclear deterrent, often called the nuclear umbrella, to cover broader Europe amid growing concerns about the reliability of U.S. security guarantees under Trump. France is the European Union's only nuclear armed nation. Belgium, Italy, Germany, and the Netherlands all house US nukes. Now, Friedrich Merz, who just led his party to victory in Germany's elections on February 23rd and is likely to become the next chancellor, has been vocal about wanting France and Britain to extend their nuclear protection to Germany. He's pushing for Europe to gain some independence from the US, especially after Trump's recent comments showing indifference to Europe's fate. France has about 290 nuclear warheads, mostly on submarines and some on air-launched cruise missiles under its Force de Dissuasion program. That's a lot smaller than the US arsenal at around 5,200 warheads or Russia's at 5,800, but it's still a serious deterrent, and France could ramp up. The UK also has 225 nukes just on submarines. French officials could not confirm specifics, but the suggestion was that deploying nuclear-capable jets to Germany could show Putin that Europe's got backup if America wavers. This fits with what French President Macron has been saying for years. Back in 2020, France began offering strategic dialogues about how their nuclear weapons could bolster Europe's collective security. He doubled down in a big speech at Sorbonne University last April, arguing Europe needs its own defense muscle in missile defenses, long-range weapons, and nuclear options, especially with Russia's war in Ukraine dragging on. But why now? Well, obviously, Trump's return to the White House has shaken things up. He's talked about slashing US defense spending, including on nuclear weapons, and has a history of questioning NATO's value. Remember his rally last year in February where he said he'd let Russia do whatever the hell they want to NATO countries not paying up. That's got European leaders nervous. Meanwhile, Putin's been flexing, testing hypersonic missiles like the Orezhnik in Ukraine and stationing nuclear warheads in Belarus. Germany, Poland, and the Baltic states are especially jittery, with some predicting a Russian move on NATO within 5 years. Friedrich Merz even said on February 21st that Germany needs to talk to France and the UK about nuclear cover, which is a huge shift for a country that has leaned pretty hard on the US since World War II. But how would this work? Well, France probably would not hand over its nukes. Macron has made it clear that Paris would keep full control. Instead, it could mean basing some of its nuclear-capable Rafale jets in places like Germany, ready to fly if needed, or running joint exercises to show unity. The US, as I said before, already stations about 100 nuclear weapons in Europe under NATO's nuclear sharing deal, but France has always kept its arsenal separate from NATO. This offer could either complement that or step in if the US pulls out. But not everyone is sold. France's far-right leader Marine Le Pen, who might win presidency in 2027, wants the nuclear deterrence for France alone, not Europe. And with only 290 warheads, some wonder if it's enough to scare off Russia compared to America's thousands. Still, the timing is really no fluke here. Macron's hosting a summit in Paris, and Ukraine's defense is on the table, along with the bigger question of if Europe can stand on its own. Britain's in the mix too, with, as I said, 225 warheads, and diplomats are nudging Prime Minister Starmer to join in. Whether this turns into real jets on German tarmacs or just talks depends on what Macron and Trump hash out next, and how Merz pushes once he's chancellor. For now, the signal is louder than it's ever been. France is ready to lead if America steps back, and Europe's waking up to a world where it might need them to.